Welcome to AffairsCloud. My name is Vikas Rana. We are one-stop solution for current affairs. You can find our Crack Current Affairs course on our application exclusively for current affairs, where you will be getting daily, weekly and monthly current affairs on regular basis. You can use code VIKAS10 to get additional 10% discount while purchasing the course. This video is available both in English and Hindi. The timestamp for both English and Hindi are mentioned in the description of each video. You can contact us on the number provided or mail provided. Also follow us on Telegram and Instagram, and the link for the same is provided in the description of each video. Also students, we have started a new initiative that is of handwritten notes. It is helpful to understand the news daily, time saving and very useful for your revision. We aims to cover 15 questions via handwritten notes in upcoming bank exams. These handwritten notes are available on daily current affairs content PDF at our mobile application and website careerscloud.in. Only our Crack Current Affairs subscribers will be able to access these handwritten notes. A sample PDF of the handwritten notes will be available in the description. Hello students, how are you all? I hope you are all good. So students, in this video we will be discussing important current affairs for the topic sports for November month. The session will be quite interesting and important, so stay tuned with us till the end. Students, we upload the daily current affairs video at 5 AM in the morning. Weekly current affairs, monthly current affairs and topic wise are also uploaded regularly to help you prepare better for the competitive exams. Let's start. The first question is, how many sports will feature in the 23rd edition of the Commonwealth Games in Glasgow, Scotland in 2026? So a total of 10 sports will feature in this 23rd edition of the Commonwealth Games 2026. Next, what is the tagline of Kho-Kho Federation India that was recently unveiled for the inaugural Kho-Kho World Cup 2025? Inaugural means the first edition of World Cup held in our India. So what was the tagline? The tagline is "The world goes Kho." The world goes Kho. This is the tagline here. The World Cup was held from 13th to 19th of January 2025 in New Delhi. And who won this? In both men and women's category, it was our team India that has won it. Next, who has recently secured a silver medal in the women's recurve event at the Tlaxcala 2024 Hyundai Archery World Cup final held in Mexico? So, Deepika Kumari has recently won the silver medal here in the Hyundai Archery World Cup 2024 held in Mexico. Right? It was the 18th edition of the Archery World Cup hosted by the World Archery. Next, which hockey player has recently announced their retirement? So Rani Ramphal has announced her retirement recently. She was honored with Padma Shri in the year 2020 and with Rajiv Gandhi Khel Ratan Award, that is now known as the Major Dhyanchand Khel Ratan Award in 2020. Next, who has recently won a gold medal in the men's freestyle 75 kg category in the 7th United World Wrestling Under 23 World Wrestling Championship 2024 held in Albania? So Chirag Chikara has recently won a gold medal in the men's freestyle 57 kg category in the 7th United World Wrestling Under 23 Wrestling Championship. Next, how many medals have India won recently at the Badminton World Federation Japan Para Badminton International in Tokyo, Japan? So 24 medals has been won by India here recently. Correct. Next, who has recently won F1 Brazilian Grand Prix in Sao Paulo, Brazil? So who won it? It was won by Max Verstappen. Max Verstappen drives for Red Bull. He's a Belgian Dutch driver, right? And he won this Brazilian Grand Prix 2024. Next, who has recently won the men's double title at the PWR DUPR India Masters Pickleball Championship held in New Delhi? So in this Masters Pickleball Championship, who won the men's double title? It was won by Arman Bhatia and Harsh Mehta. Next, which of the following are correct with respect to the New Zealand Tour of India, a 3-test series held from the 16th of October to 5th of November? If we look at the options, option A and option C are right, B is wrong. B is saying that Rohit Sharma joined an elite group of cricketers by scoring his 9,000 run in test match during the 3 test series against New Zealand. Is it correct? No, not Rohit Sharma, but Virat Kohli joined the elite group of cricketers by scoring the 900th run in test series against New Zealand. Next, who has recently won the Masters title in the second edition of the Chennai Grand Masters 2024? So, Arvind Chitambram has won the Masters title in the second edition of the Chennai Grand Masters 2024. It was held from 5th to 11th of November in Chennai, Tamil Nadu at the Anna Sanitary Library. Next, Hockey India has recently announced a year-long celebration to mark dash year of Hockey India. So it was the 100th year of Hockey India, right? And it is a tribute to India's centenary, or we can say tribute to India's 100 years of the hockey. For this, a full year celebration has been announced. Next, which cricketer has recently announced his retirement from international cricket? Here, Matthew Wade. Among them, Matthew Wade has announced his retirement. He's an Australian cricketer, 36 years of old, right? And he has announced his retirement. Next, the 12th edition of the Sultan of Johor Cup Junior Under 21 Men's Hockey Tournament 2024 concluded at the Taman Daya Hockey Stadium in Johor, Malaysia. Dash country has won this Sultan of Johor Cup 2024 and India has won the Dash medal. So who won it? Great Britain has won the Sultan of Johor Cup and India has won the bronze medal here. Correct? Our country was on the third position and has won bronze medal here. Right? Take a note of this. Next, name the Indian cricketers who has recently announced his retirement from all the forms of cricket. So Vridhiman Shah has announced his retirement from all the forms of cricket. He is the Indian wicketkeeper and batter. Next, who has recently won the World Boxing Federation's Super Featherweight World title in Cayman Islands? So, who won it? Mandeep Jangra. Mandeep Jangra has won the World Boxing Federation's Super Featherweight World title in Cayman Islands. Then, Indian Olympic Association submitted a letter of intent to India International Olympic Committee's future host commission to host the Olympic and Paralympic Games of the year 2036 in our India. And here Ahmedabad will be seen as the front runner to host the city with the Narendra Modi Stadium, that is the largest stadium in the world with a capacity of 1,32,000. Right? Next, who has recently won both Rapid and Blitz title at the 6th edition of the Tata Steel Chess India Rapid and Blitz 2024 event in Kolkata, West Bengal. So, Magnus Carlsen has won the both Rapid and Blitz title here. Next, which country's hockey team has recently won Women's Asian Championship Trophy 2024? So, our India, correct? Indians hockey team has won the Women's Asian Championship Trophy 2024. And this marks India's third Women's ACT title. Right? And this was the 8th edition of the Women's ACT 2024. Next, who has recently retired from the professional tennis after Davis Cup final in Spain? He was a very famous tennis player, Rafael Nadal, and this Davis Cup was his final event. Next, which Indian archer won the gold medal in the women's compound event in the GT Open 2024 Indoor World Series 250 held from 15th to 17th of November in Luxembourg? So, who is that Indian archer that won the gold medal here? So, Jyoti Surekha Benham. She won the gold medal here in this women's compound event in the Indoor World Series 250 event held in Luxembourg. So that's all for the day, students. Now let's move to the revision part for better learning. Next, name the spaceship that was recently launched by China with 3 astronauts on board. It is Shenzhou 19. This is the name of the spaceship that was launched by China with 3 astronauts on board, and it was Long March 2F carrier rocket that was used to launch this Shenzhou 19 spaceship. Next, which organization has recently unveiled the prototype for 6 telescopes known as the Engineering Development Unit Telescope to study gravitational waves in outer space. So it is NASA, that is National Aeronautics Space Administration. Now in order to study the gravitational waves, right, a prototype for 6 telescopes has been launched, which is known as the Engineering Development Unit Telescope. This will study the gravitational waves in the outer space. Correct. This telescope was built as a part of a joint mission with European Space Agency, right? That was called LISA, LISA, Laser Interferometer Space Antenna. Correct. It is a triangular formation of 3 spacecraft. It is expected to be launched by mid 2030. Next, in which city India's first Mars and Moon analog mission has been recently launched? So it is in Leh Ladakh that the first Mars and Moon analog mission has been launched. Why? Because Leh Ladakh is the area where you can find the similar condition as that of or not similar but some extreme condition, such as extreme temperature shift that ranges between 15 to degrees Celsius to minus 10 degrees Celsius, then high altitudes, low oxygen levels and extreme temperatures. Correct. And here various testings of equipments will be done, right? Environment testing will be there also. Here various experiments will be carried out. Next, what is the name of the blue mineral in which water is trapped, forming a massive underground ocean about 700 kilometers below the earth surface? So what is the name of that blue mineral in which water is trapped? It is ringwoodite, right? Scientists has unveiled the discovery of a massive underground sixth ocean. We know our earth has fourth ocean, but sixth ocean has been discovered, which is about 700 kilometers below the surface of the earth, or earth's mantle, right? Below the earth's mantle, right? This is expected to be 3 times the size of all the earth's surface ocean combined. Instead of being in liquid form, this underground water is made up of water trapped within the crystalline structure of a blue mineral known as the ringwoodite. Next, which country has recently launched 55 satellites into orbit using a Soyuz 2.1B rocket, including 2 Iran's satellite? So it is Russia. Next, name the world's first wooden satellite that was launched into space by Japan from Kennedy Space Center in Florida in USA. So name of that satellite is being asked. So name of that first wooden satellite is Lignosat, launched by Japan, right? And it was launched by from Japan from Kennedy Space Center, Florida, USA. And this satellite, it will be placed 400 kilometer above the Earth's surface. Next, which country has recently launched the Mitsubishi Heavy Industries H3 rocket carrying the Kirameki number 3 defense satellite? So which is that country? It is Japan that has launched this Mitsubishi Heavy Industries H3 rocket. Directly question can be asked that H3 rocket was launched by which country? It was launched by Japan, right? And it has been developed by JAXA, that is the space agency of Japan, and Mitsubishi Heavy Industries. Next, name the South Korean communication satellite that was launched by SpaceX. It is Korea Sat 6A, right? This is the South Korean communication satellite that was launched using the Falcon 9 rocket from Kennedy Space Center in Cape Canaveral, Florida, USA. Next, which country has recently launched their second satellite, GIMSAT-2, on the Soyuz 2.1B spacecraft from Vostochny Cosmodrome in Amur Blast in Russia? So, which country has launched their second satellite, GIMSAT-2? It is of Zimbabwe, right? Then GIMSAT-2, this is a low Earth observation satellite equipped with high resolution multispectral camera. Next, name the recently discovered Saturn-sized exoplanet by an international team of scientists from the Physical Research Laboratory. This will be TOI 6651b. Next, which satellite was recently launched by SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket in Florida, USA? It is GSAT-20, right? Or we can say GSAT-N2. It was launched from Space Launch Complex 40 at Cape Canaveral, Space Force Station in Florida, USA. This satellite was developed by NSIL, that is New Space India Limited, the commercial arm of ISRO. And this is the first collaboration between NSIL and SpaceX for satellite launch. Next, what is the name of the constellation of 6 next generation satellites that were introduced by Pixel in November 2024? So the name of that constellation is Fireflies, right? This Fireflies, they are set to be launched in 2025, that is this year, and it will be a constellation, correct, around the Earth. This will deliver critical data like early detection of crop disease, pinpointing water stress, real-time deforestation monitoring, tracking ocean pollutions, and many more. Next, which laboratory has recently developed indigenous technologies for manufacturing silicon carbide wafers and fabricating gallium nitride high electron mobility transistors along with monolithic microwave integrated circuits? So, which laboratory developed these indigenous technologies? That is your SiC, silicon carbide, manufacturing of the silicon carbide wafers and fabricating the gallium nitride. So it is solid state physics laboratory. Solid state physics laboratory. Next, which organization has recently launched the 6th flight test of the Starship rocket to expand the envelope on ship and booster capabilities? It is Space Exploration Technologies Corporation. That is SpaceX. Next, which company has recently completed the 9th human spaceflight and the 28th flight for the New Shepard program, that is NS-28? It is Blue Origin. This NS New Shepard mission is of Blue Origin.
Next, who was recently declared as the 6th president of Botswana? So, Duma Boko, right, a 54-year-old Duma Boko was appointed as the 6th president of Botswana. Next, who he succeeded? He succeeded Mogwetsi Massis, right? He succeeded the option 1. Next, who was recently or who has recently been designated by the PFRDA as the chairman of the board of NPS Trust, that is National Pension System Trust. So, who has been designated as the PFRDA chairperson, right? Chitra Jayasinghe. Chitra Jayasinghe has been appointed as the chairperson of the board of NPS Trust by PFRDA. Chitra will succeed whom? She will be succeeding Venkata Rao Yadagini. Next, who has been recently appointed as the Director General Designate of the International Corps Research Institute for the Semi-Arid Topics. So, who has been appointed here? Dr. Himanshu Pathak has been appointed here, right? Take a note of it. Next is who has been recently elected as the 47th President of United States of America. So, Donald Trump has been appointed here and he succeeded whom? He succeeded Joe Biden. Joe Biden was the 46th and for Donald Trump this is the second term. Earlier he was the 45th President of USA and now he is the 47th President of USA. Next, who was recently appointed as the chairperson of SSC? So, S. Gopal Krishnan was appointed as the chairperson of SSC. He succeeded whom? He succeeded Rakesh Ranjan. Next, who was recently appointed as the Chief Executive Officer of JP Morgan Chase and Co. Domestic Banking Unit, that is for JP Morgan India. So, Pranav Chawda was appointed as the CEO of JP Morgan India. Pranav Chawda succeeded whom? He succeeded Pradev Singh. Next, who has recently been reappointed as the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of Axis Bank Limited. So, Amitabh Chaudhary was recently reappointed as MD and CEO, Chief Executive Officer of Axis Bank Limited. And he will be in this position for the next 3 years. Next, who has recently sworn in as the 51st Chief Justice of India? So, Justice Sanjeev Khanna, right, was sworn in as the 51st Chief Justice of India. Next is who has been recently re-elected to a second term as the President of Moldova. So, Maya Sandu, correct, was re-elected to the second term as the President of Moldova. Next, who has recently been appointed as the brand ambassador for the upcoming Jharkhand elections by the Election Commission. So, Mahendra Singh Dhoni was appointed as the brand ambassador for the Jharkhand elections by Election Commission. Next, who has recently appointed as the Executive Director of Regional Cooperation Agreement on combating piracy and armed robbery against the ships in Asia Information Sharing Center in Singapore. So VD Shefkar was appointed here as the ED. He will be replacing whom? He will be replacing Krishnaswamy Natarajan. Next, who has been recently elected as the new Secretary General of International Crime Police Organization, that is Interpol. So, who has been here elected as the new Secretary of Interpol? So, Valdesi Arkiza elected as the Secretary General of Interpol. Next, who has been recently appointed as the new Managing Director of the National Agriculture Cooperative Marketing Federation of India Limited, that is NAFED. So, who has been appointed here? Deepak Agrawal has been appointed here as the new Managing Director of NAFED. Next, who has recently took over as the Chairman of Airports Authority of India, right? So, Vipin Kumar has been appointed as the Chairman of Airports Authority of India. He will be succeeding M. Suresh. Next, who will take over as the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of Bharti Airtel in January 2026. So, Shashwat Sharma, right, will take over as MD and CEO of Bharti Airtel, and he will be succeeding Gopal Vittal. Next, who has been recently appointed as the new Chief Secretary of Jharkhand? So, Alka Tiwari was recently appointed as the new Chief Secretary of Jharkhand. Next, who was recently appointed as the Prime Minister of Mauritius for the third term? So, Naveen Chandra Ramgoolam was appointed as the Prime Minister of Mauritius for the third term. Next, Alex Dider Felix Aim was recently sworn in as the interim Prime Minister of Haiti. Next is who was recently appointed as the Chief Executive Officer and Managing Director of Multi-Commodity Exchange of India. So, Praveena Rai was recently appointed as CEO and Managing Director of Multi-Commodity Exchange of India Limited. Next, who has recently elected as the 13th President of International Hockey Federation? So, Mohammad Tayyab Ikram was appointed as 13th President of FIH. Next is who has been recently appointed as the new chairman of IOCL, that is Indian Oil Corporation Limited. So, Arvind Singh Sahani was appointed as the new chairman of IOCL, and he will be appointed here for a period of 5 years. He replaced whom? He replaced Satish Kumar Vadugiri. Next, who has been recently appointed as the 17th Prime Minister of Sri Lanka? So, Harini Amrasurya was appointed as the 17th Prime Minister of Sri Lanka. Next, who was recently elected as the 6th President of Somaliland? Right? Who was appointed here?